Dobar dan. Divine Pisces 222. It is Saturday, January 30th, 2021. I can't believe we're already in February, almost. 2021, that's crazy. So I'm going to do a collective reading for this week. Yes, just a reminder, yes, I am back, but I'm sorry, my hair is totally unruly today, guys. Clear. I am back, but I'm going to mainly be posting right now, probably on my days off right now, because my work schedule is crazy. I have a 2-year-old. Let me get this out of the way. There's got too much going on, y'all. Oh. So, like I said, I have a 2-year-old. Pretty hectic work schedule. Eventually, I would like to get to where I'm doing it every day like I was. But it might take some time for me to get that routine back in because, first of all, like, my energy, the way that it has been, I haven't been doing the collective reads as much. I've been doing a lot of SRT, but obviously haven't been doing collective reads. So I have to build my energy kind of back up with my stamina, right? And those of you who do spiritual work or energy work, you know how that is. I still kind of, I'm better than I was, because I still at least was getting, SRTs and stuff. Clear. But the collective reads, I'm not going to lie to you, the collective reads, they do drain me. Because you have to understand, I'm drawing on everybody's energy, right? Everybody who's in my collective. And sometimes that energy lingers, okay? Not usually through anybody's fault or anything like that. It's just the energy does linger a lot of times. And so it's like I have to clear myself periodically. Otherwise, I get even more drained. So clear. So have patience with me while I build all of that back up. I really appreciate it. As for the energy, we just had that full moon, guys. Very strong karmic pull coming in from that moon. A lot of conflict, I do feel. A lot of you might be experiencing some conflict maybe in your family life right now, among friends. I also feel a lot of people right now, sorry, I got a cat here or something. A lot of people right now may be feeling like anything they say can be used against them, kind of a feeling. Persecution kind of coming back in. I know here as of late for me, it's been really difficult for me because it's like anything I say, and I know I always speak truth, but it's like people coming at me telling me the things that I say are not true, and I'm like, what? My own family not believing things I say. Even had an argument with KOC because he wasn't believing anything I said, which was really bizarre to me because I'm like, how can you not, knowing everything you know about me, how could you not think what I'm saying is true, Stuff like that. And it's almost like it's coming without reason, right? Maybe you've always been a person who spoke your mind. You've always been a person who's been very, like an open book, right? And for people to come at you being like, I don't believe anything you say, it's just kind of like, what? Like, why? Like, what have I done in the past to make you not believe what I say? Stuff like that. So I feel like that's coming in very strongly with a lot of us. So just be prepared for that, guys. In this next, I'm going to say this next 6 to 8 months, I feel like there's going to be a lot of tests of like that, okay, where you're going to be tested basically. It's like you're almost going to be questioning yourself, okay, because others are questioning you. So it's like you're like, well, wait a minute, maybe what I'm saying is not true. Do you see what I'm saying? So you're being tested, guys. So try not to let other people's projections mess with your faith, okay? A lot of times what they're projecting onto you is an issue that they're having within themselves. Remember that, okay? Clear. So if, let's say, somebody's like, I can't trust you, well, what is it about that person that you can't trust? Do you see? Like, whenever somebody says, whenever somebody tells me I'm acting facetiously or anything like that, I'm like, what are you doing in your life that makes you not trustworthy? Like, what are you doing that makes me, would make it that I can't trust you? Do you see what I'm saying? So remember to trust yourself, okay? Like, for example, I had, okay, familial stuff. Let's talk about the familial karma for a second. Ironically enough, like, I believe everything my mother says, but my mother never believes anything I say. It's been that way pretty much my entire life, okay? And I asked her that one time. I was like, why don't you, like, believe me? What is it about, me that makes you not want to believe me when I'm telling you the truth? And she came back at me, he's like, well, maybe you should look at that. And I'm like, well, I am looking at it, and I know I'm telling the truth. So what is it about you that you can't get past, what is making you, what is keeping you from actually believing what I'm telling you right now, even though I know I'm in truth? There's nothing I need to look at. I know what I'm looking at, right? And so you'll have people like that. Close to you. And remember, the closer somebody is to you, the more karma you have to clear with that person. Does that make sense? Like, it's designed that way for a reason. Like, these are the people who are around us all the time. Okay? They're constant reminders of the karma we need to clear. Do you see? So keep that in mind. I do feel, again, a lot of familial karma going to be coming through within the next 6 to 8 months. Some of you already, the latter half of last year, have been dealing with the familial karma stuff. I know I see it in clearings, I see it in readings, I see it in the coachings and stuff that I do, which I have been doing even though I've been taking a hiatus from YouTube. I still have been doing those services, okay? And I'm just seeing it throughout the collective very heavily right now. A lot of us, it's people still kind of stuck in their programming. They're not wanting to come to terms with the fact that maybe what they're seeing is not true, so they project that disbelief onto you. Do you see what I'm saying? So try not to take it personally. Okay, it's not personal. Believe it or not, it has nothing to do with you. Okay, you keep speaking your truth. You keep doing what you do, boo-boo. Okay, and everything else will fall in line. So try not to get into that trap of getting stuck, questioning yourself or questioning your faith and questioning truth, okay? And remember, there is only one truth. There are multiple realities, but only one truth. And reality is not necessarily truth, depending on what you've integrated, okay? So please understand the difference. All right, so I want to get this reading started. So the collective energies right now, boom, there you go, inner child. So familial stuff coming in right now. A lot of you are being faced with reparenting yourself. Now, for me, this very much rings true for me because of my daughter. A lot of stuff coming to the surface with, like the karma with my mother and things like that coming to the surface through my daughter, okay? So guys, stand your ground, set your boundaries. You are not, some of you maybe you are, I don't know. But most of you are not children, okay? You are adults and you can handle yourself, all right? But there are some things that are going to come up from, way back when that are going to be relevant now. They're going to trigger now, okay? Especially with this familial stuff, not being believed, things like that. I mean, how many of you as children, were trying to explain the truth and tell the truth, and you still were not believed? And even though the truth came out later that you were speaking truth, it was never acknowledged that anybody did you any wrong. How many of you are still holding on to that? This is going to be triggered right now, okay? Some of you, your counterparts are going to be triggering this in you, okay? It's for a reason. Now, a lot of it, again, it's not personal. It's not personal, but it is triggering you for a reason. So take that and learn from it. But the issues that, whoever is projecting this onto you is facing, there are some issues they need to clear too, okay? So like I said, I kind of had an issue with KOC not believing me, and I'm sitting here going, well, what happened to make you feel like you can't believe somebody who's only ever been truthful to you, you know? So he has to take a look at that. He has to figure that out. But the fact that family and tribe is coming up too, again, all of this, a lot of this is familial, okay? So some of this is coming into play with your familial karma, but also your counterpart's familial karma, and it's all kind of coming together, okay? So again, exactly what I said. So thank you, Source, for clarifying my point, okay? But this is also important too, because this tells me that there are people out there who still honestly feel so disconnected from the people around them. Like, you're going through this journey, you feel alone, you feel scared, you're like, I don't know what's happening to me, especially right now with this pandemic that's going on right now. People are separated from each other. We're not even allowed to touch each other. We can't smile at each other. It's like we're being literally forced to be separated as a society. And what is this doing? This is sowing doubt in each other. It's sowing fear. We fear our neighbors. We fear our family. Do you see? Okay, so take a look at that, guys. And you know, again, you know, I'm going to press the forum, okay? I hate to put a plug in here, but it's been such a good thing for a lot of people. And it's good to have a place to go where you can tell your story and not be judged, and actually have people around you who understand what you're going through, because they're probably going through the exact same thing. Okay, so check out the forum, Divine Pisces 222/forum, okay? And get together with people who are going through the same thing you are, okay? Find your tribe, okay? All right, interesting stuff. All right, so let's take a look at feminine first, okay? See what's going on with feminine. I have a feeling I know. So some of you did get contact, okay? So those of you who hadn't been speaking or hadn't spoken to your counterpart in a really long time, you've gotten contact lately, or you will be getting it very soon. A lot of you, this has already triggered you, okay? And this is part of this that's coming in again, okay? A lot of you, this has triggered you. A lot of you are like, why are you coming back now that I'm over it, you know, stuff like that. But there's a reason. There's a reason they're coming back. Some of them are still battling their own karma. Maybe they're reaching out to see if you're still there, reaching out to see maybe if you can still help them the way that you had been helping them. But remember to set that boundary, okay? It's really, really important. All right, so feminine. I love it. Faith, yeah. So remember what I said before I even started this. Have faith in yourself. Faith is incredibly important right now. Have faith in your journey, okay? Have faith in Source. Have faith in your abundance. Have faith that you are literally birthing a new world right now. Like, those of us who are going through this process, we're starting to see it. The illusions are being shattered. We're starting to see it. You know, all of the lies, all of the illusions that we've been operating under for who knows how long have completely shattered. It's like it's so out there in your face, the bullshit. Okay? And it's so hard to not call it the way you see it. And that's why it's so frustrating when you do call it out and people are like, oh yeah, no, I mean, that's because they choose their illusions and that's their problem, not yours. So you have faith in yourself that you know what the illusion is and that you're breaking through that and that you're literally birthing a new world, a new reality for yourself. Okay? Yeah. And that includes self-love. Okay? Remember the self-love aspect right now, guys. Please do. Don't fall back into despair. Don't fall back into I have to take care of everybody else. No, you don't. No, you don't. Okay? Some of you, this is significant. Some of you, this is new life, literally. Maybe some of you are actually expecting, okay? Maybe that's something that's come in and you need to take care of yourself right now. Some of you have been under a lot of stress, especially within the last year. Okay, so you really need to dig in and take care of yourself right now. Okay, try not to take on everybody else's burdens. You can't. You can't. You can't. Take it off your shoulders. You can't. Okay, so let's see here. Yeah, okay, so this actually is interesting because Eight of Cups came up at the end of last week's reading in reverse. I don't know if you guys remember that. Go back and watch last week's reading. It came up in reverse at the end of the reading for divine or for feminine side. Okay, so we have again 8 of Cups in reverse at the beginning of this one. What are you still not walking away from? What are you still holding on to? What are you still holding on to right now? Some of you, it's a lot of emotional baggage, okay? So again, this whole familial stuff that's coming in, the inner child stuff. You know, some of you are still not in this self-love aspect. You're still holding on to stuff, and it's very, very toxic. Okay? Some of you have walked away. I'm getting some of you have walked away, but there's still this lingering doubt, okay, that what you did was the right thing. Okay? And, you know, Page of Wands here. So some of you, this does actually have to do with your counterpart. Some of you, this has to do with walking away. Maybe your counterpart came in sexually and you're like getting drawn back in. But some of you, you were like, no, I'm not going to do that. You nixed it. And now some of you are feeling kind of regretful for it. I don't know why, but you are. Okay? So some of you, this triggered some old things coming up. Okay? And I almost feel like some of you have literally kind of fell back into where you were in your original catalyst, when your original catalyst moment happened. Some of you, it's re-triggered, okay? This actually happened again last year. Some of you went back into trigger mode. Some of you, something happened that triggered you the same way that you were triggered when your counterpart either, you know, whatever it was that happened between you and your counterpart, okay? And I know that's true for me, okay? Okay, Ace of Cups in reverse. Again, the self-love, guys. Yeah, some of you, what this did, with this triggered you back into this whole self-loathing stuff. Okay? It triggered you back into this whole self-loathing. I can't do anything right. Nobody loves me. Yada, yada, yada. Okay? So some of you are in this pretty bad right now. You need to lift yourself out of it. Nobody can do it for you, okay? Same as you can't save the world, or you can't save everybody. Nobody can save you except you, okay? So you have to look to yourself right now. I know that's hard, because it's like you want companionship, you want somebody to understand you, you want someone to help you. And, you know, that's what that's what the forum's for, is to put it out there, but nobody can do it for you, okay? Yeah, strength. Boom, that's it. Okay, so to come out of this, you need this. Okay, so some of you, that's what you're being tested right now. Your strength is being tested. Okay, your emotional strength, your mental strength, your faith is being tested right now. Okay, and you have it. You have the strength you need. Okay, you know, release what you need to release. Okay, you don't need to keep all of it bottled up. Okay, some of you do feel that way, especially around your family. Again, with the familial stuff coming up. Some of you feel like you have to bottle it in. Nobody understands me. I can't speak what I know. I can't blah, 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 blah. Yes, you can. You can also purge. You don't have to hold it in. Okay? Purge on, you can purge by yourself. Purge on the quiet. Okay, I got it. I get it. Holding it in, like if you're at work and you feel that need to purge, you know, sometimes you're like, go to the bathroom. Do what you got to do. Take your makeup with you, ladies, guys, whatever. Take your makeup with you. Okay? Reset. Okay, do what you gotta do. Tell your boss you need a minute. Take a mental health day. Okay? Alright, one more for feminine. Yeah. Temptation in reverse. So again, some of you, this was a good thing what you did, okay? Some of you who resisted going back into the old thing, but you're still sitting there regretting yourself. Why are you regretting? Why are you questioning yourself right now? Why? Why are you? See, this is like the twins right here. Look. Okay? Some of you are questioning why you did that. Well, you did it because that was the test. That was the whole point. It's too late to go back now. It's too late to go back now. You set your boundaries. You did what you were supposed to do. Some of you, this does have to do with resisting temptation. Some of you are falling back into some old bad habits, addictions. You know, maybe you're going back to watching like a bazillion readings a day or whatever. You know, some of you are. Some of you are tempted. Some of you are tempted to reach back out. Okay, to your counterparts. Some of you are just tempted to give up. Okay, that's not where it's at. Okay, so don't give up. Don't give up. You've come too far. Don't give up. You've come too far. Okay, You've got this. You've got this. Okay? Remember, faith. That's the theme, I think, of this entire reading. Is faith. Okay? Alright, let's take a look at masculine. Man, masculines are really, really having a hard time with their illusions right now. These, some of them are clearing, believe it or not, I feel like some masculines are actually clearing their feminines right now. Some masculines are clearing their feminines, and while they're in that energy, they're kind of pulling on divine feminine's energy. You remember when I said last time, if you guys watched last week's reading, how like they're getting these epiphanies, they're getting these downloads from source. It's like major 5D communication. Some of them are getting so many epiphanies, it's just like blowing their minds, which is really testing their fortitude right now. Some of them are coming to some major realizations. And I do feel those of you who have contact from your masculine or vice versa, whatever, the masculines right now, that triggered them too. There's something triggered within them. That there's something that they're searching for. And by reaching out, by doing all of that, it triggered that search within themselves. And that's where they're at right now. It's like they're just looking at, they're soul searching. They're looking at themselves going, is this worth it? Am I happy? Why am I here? You know, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah. Boom. So, genius, change. So, yeah. Some of them, that's the epiphany right there, is that they know they need the change. And the change comes from within. Nothing they can do outside of themselves. The only thing they can control is them. That's where they're coming at. That's where they're coming to. The situations that they're in, they cannot control anymore, and they know that. That's the illusion that's shattering for them. Okay? Remember that card last time I said, I know? Yeah, they know it's an illusion. They know it's an illusion. Okay? They know it is. Some of them, they're not trying to hide it anymore. Some of them are getting out of their situations, step by step. Some of them have energetically just pulled away so much that they just don't, it's like they don't have the energy to even pretend anymore. Okay? Some of them are again, some of them are so sick and tired of being told they can't do anything right. Okay? And some of them, they tried so hard to change who they are, to appease some of these people in their lives, and it's never good enough. It's never good enough, and they realize that the change actually has to come within. It's not going to be something that they can just flip a switch, and all of a sudden, people are going to think they're great. Because they're starting to realize it has nothing to do with them. Do you see? Do you see? So yeah, masculine hitting some pretty hard realizations right now, which is good. Which is good. It's a good thing. They may not see it that way, but it is a good thing. This is interesting. Okay, so some more mirroring going on with masculine with ace. You know, this is love. Yeah, in reverse. So some of them, yeah, again, this is interesting because this is almost like, this kind of looks, this is the priestess, right? This is the feminine, the divine feminine, with it being in reverse. It's like they're seeing their mirror selves right now. But they're also, some of them are like, well, what did I do wrong? Some of you who maybe, you know, they came in, you're like, nah, I'm good. Some of them are like, what? Where'd you go? What happened? Why can't I pull you back in? What happened? Don't you love me anymore? Okay? So some of them are struggling with this, but they're also starting to realize, well, you know, what have I done wrong? What did I do? What did I do? It triggered that soul searching. Okay? Yeah, okay. So 6 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, this has soulmate connection all over it, but could be twin flame too. So keep in mind, like, this is all about feminine here. Okay? So some of you triggered masculine really, really hard. And some of them, it's also triggered them to look at the relationships that they've had in their life with other feminines. Not even necessarily females, but it could be. But like feminine energies. Okay? But those that are male, you know, This could have to do with some mommy issues, okay, coming in. Even if they're not male, masculine with mommy issues. So mommy issues coming up here too. Possibly karmic partners coming up here, okay, with the Six of Cups in reverse, okay. So it's like, well, what did I do wrong here? What did I do wrong here? How do I fix this? And some of them, they did reach out to feminine because they're like, help me, fix me. Feminine can't do that for you, masculine. You have to do it yourself. Okay? Interesting. Very interesting. So those of you who are, some of you who did receive contact and you're sitting there regretting it, don't. Something's triggered within masculine, okay? And it's a good thing. Okay, so you did what you were supposed to do in that moment. So release that regret. Okay, release that regret. It's time. There should be no regrets. No regrets. No regrets. Interesting. Youth in reverse and the King of Earth. So, okay. So remember what I said about inner child stuff coming to the surface. So it's coming to the surface for divine masculine right now. Okay, some of them are denying their inner child stuff. Some of them are trying to suppress. Some of them are reverting back into like a second childhood, as it were, like maybe a midlife crisis or something of that effect. Some of them are looking at their children, those who have children, looking at their children, and are getting like, I hate to say like flashbacks, but almost like flashbacks of how things weren't as great when they were kids or something like that. It's like something to do with their children is coming in and making them regret some of their childhood. And it's like some of the stuff that's coming back in, I do feel has been forgotten. So again, maybe feminine doing what she needed to do has triggered that healing in masculine right now. Okay? Some of them are in denial about it, but some of them are just not really quite sure what to do. Some of them I do feel are, that's interesting. Yeah, so some of them are, they are, again, getting those downloads, guys. They are just, it's like they don't know how to connect it. They don't know how to connect it to the 3D. Does that make sense? Okay, so remember when we talk about masculine and feminine, what that means. So the masculine rules the 3D, feminine rules the 5D, so on and so forth, but we have both. Okay, so the masculine is going to be more rooted to the material, to the 3D, to control, okay, of the 3D. And some of them are realizing they have absolutely no control over the 3D, but they're trying to hang on to it so much. Okay, some of them are starting to see the error of their ways. Okay, some of them it's so reflected in their current life right now, and that's what Source is trying to show them. That's what Divine Feminine, maybe even a Karmic, has been trying to show them. That's the whole lesson that they've been supposed to be learning, and now it's finally like, okie dokie, I get it. Okay, some of them are still trying to figure out how to have their cake and eat it too, though. Okay, so be aware of that. Okay, it's almost like some of them are realizing what they need to do, but it's like they're not really changing themselves. They're not really learning the lesson. They're just trying to change their tactics. Does that make sense? So just be aware of that. Okay, feminine and masculine, just let it go. Let it go, man. Just let it go. There is a lesson here. Okay, yeah, so So 6 of Fire. So I mean, the triggering is real, and I really feel like it is being pushed back and forth and back and forth. So feminine, if you're feeling triggered, okay, maybe your masculine came in, you felt triggered by that. All right, and you're sitting there going, why did it come back? Blah, blah, blah. Stop, just stop. Okay, there's a reason. There's a reason. There's a reason. Masculine, you have to find that balance. You can't be all in the 3D. You just can't. There's no way to do that. You cannot control the 3D. You can't. You can't. The only thing you can control is you. Okay? So masculine's feeling triggered right now by whatever feminine did or didn't do. Feminine is feeling triggered, by the fact that maybe they triggered masculine, which I find interesting. Okay? Feminine, maybe your job was to trigger masculine this time. Maybe, last time it was masculine's job to trigger you, but now it's feminine's job to trigger masculine. Okay? There is a collective lesson here. Okay? I mean, if you look at the world, and this is, see? Okay, so when you look at this, do you see the ring here? So the twin flame ring, as I call it, the energy ring, okay? Going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Okay, so if you look at the world as a external reflection of the crap that we're dealing with internally, it makes a heck of a lot more sense, okay? Now, I don't really watch the news anymore because it's all kind of fake to me anymore. But, like, if you look at the fact that we're so divided, like, we don't trust each other anymore, we don't interact really anymore, everything's kind of virtual, we're so disconnected in general, well, that's how the twins are feeling right now. But at the same time, you're still connected. Even though we don't see each other, we don't communicate face-to-face, most of us, there's that lack of understanding, because, you can't hear what people say half the time, like literally, because of the mask on. But that's almost a metaphor too. Like it's real, but it's a metaphor too if you think about it. We have a masks on, so we don't understand each other. You see? So what do we need to do to fix that? We need to remember A, that we're still all connected. No matter what's happening, we're all connected. Okay? And that if you look at somebody else as a reflection of you, which everybody's a mirror, okay? Everybody's a mirror. And let's say that person is coming at you because they're having a horrible day. Are you taking that personally? Why? Okay, what they're doing literally is dumping that energy onto you because they don't want to deal with it. Same thing is going here with masculine and feminine. Both of you are doing this to each other. Think about that, okay? So if you don't want to deal with your pain, what do? You throw that onto somebody else. They feel it, and what happens? They purge it. If somebody is dumping energy on you, don't purge that for that person. Do not. Send it back. Whether it's your twin, whether it's your karmic, I don't care. Don't take that in. Reflect it back. They can deal with it. That is not yours to deal with. Remember. Self-love goes for masculine and feminine. Everybody. That comes first. Okay? All right. So, interesting. All right. So, sorry, I got an update pop up on my computer. It's kind of dumb. All right. Let's do messages from counterparts. First one, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm scared. Woo. What did you trigger? You triggered something. I'm being watched. That came up last time. Messages and signs are everywhere. That came up last time too, so you know it's true. When things come up multiple times, you know their connection is so intense. Some of them are still feeling the connection. Some of them can't let it. I'm telling you. Some of them cannot let go of the connection either. Okay? Some of them cannot. Some of you could release the connection, walked away, whatever, and they have not yet. They still haven't. Despite, whatever. Some of you, years of silence. Some of you, years of silence, they still understand the connection. They can't release it. They can't let go of it. I don't want to hurt you. All you're doing is hurting yourself, boo-boo. Not hurting me. I can't sleep at night. Inner child wounds. Bingo! Let's get one more. Oh, I guess I'm getting two more. You're my happy place. And yeah, I hate the touch and go as much as you do. So whatever happened, guys, you triggered them, okay? You triggered them. Don't let them trigger you. Okay, if they're coming into your 5D space, maybe some of them are invading your 5D space right now. Put your boundaries up. Some of them are coming in literally to ask for help. Some of them are coming in to help you. Some of them are coming in to pass a message. Some of them are coming in literally just to feed off your energy. Okay? If you have a 5D experience with your counterpart and you wake up drained, they're draining your energy. Okay? Look, I'm telling you, my Divine Masculine still communicates with me in the 5D. KOC hates when I talk about it, but it's true. Because he knows all about my journey. He knows all about everything. That's why it hurt me so much when I was like, why don't you believe me? I've only ever been truthful with you. So, you know, we're working through it. We got it. But still, it's just, you know, he knows, you know, he is so connected. It's ridiculous. KOC is like incredibly connected to source. He is like a full-on channel. Like he just says stuff, and sometimes it takes me back because like I'm a channel, but he's just like, you know, his powers of foresight are even like, I don't even really do foresight. I wouldn't say, like, I just know stuff, but like his powers of foresight are ridiculous. Like he can tell me months in advance, hey, this is gonna happen, and then boom, it does. Or like we're telepathically connected. Like he'll always say stuff that I'm thinking, you know, stuff like that. It's ridiculous. It's like he's in my head all the time. And so, like, he can feel when my Divine Masculine's energy is around. He hates it. And he gets very defensive. He gets very depressed. He gets very suspicious. It's just like, even like, I'm not doing anything. You know, like, I'm just like, hey, what's going on? You know, and it's just, it's hard. So, like, I've been having to kind of, like, put up my boundaries because, like, I get overloaded with this energy. So, like, if you're getting that feeling, like, some of you have walked away from your connection. Some of you are in connections with a soulmate, you know, or whatever, but your masculine's energy is still coming, or feminine's energy, whatever, doesn't matter, it can go either way, coming in, you know, and what's doing is it's like the energy is still there. So it's like creating a rift between you and whoever is there with you. And they can feel that, guys. They can feel that. So put up your boundaries, put up, you know, an energy block, whatever you got to do if it's actually interfering. Okay? Some of them, they came back in because they know you're happy. They're not happy, so they want to destroy it. Do you see? Okay? So just keep that in mind. All right, so messages and advice. It's time to take action. So again, like, I think this is relevant too for last time. Like, those of you who've been sitting there waiting for your, you know, counterpart to come in or for inspiration to come or whatever. It's not going to come if you're just sitting there waiting. It's not going to come if you chase it either, but it's not going to sit there. It's not going to come if you're just sitting there doing nothing. You have to take charge. Control yourself. Remember that, okay? You control the energy. Okay, so if you're in an energy of, whatever, really, that's all you're going to get. Whatever, really. Okay? The end of a tough cycle approaches. So these karmic cycles, some of them are definitely coming to an end, but some of them are beginning. Okay, so the end of a cycle brings a new one. Okay, it might be even more difficult than the last one, okay, because each one is like you level up. That's what we talk about when we talk about ascension. Okay, some of you are going through ascension right now. Shadow ascension, whatever. Communication is key. Some of you, this is maybe pertaining to your counterpart, but some of you, this is pertaining to your karmic situations. Those of you who are in some of those situations that I talked about earlier where you feel like you're not being believed, like you're trying to communicate, but there's like nothing permeating, right? There's a lack of communication. There's a disconnect somewhere, okay? Now, there's only so much you can do. Obviously, you can't control another person. The only thing you can control is you. But as long as you know you are in truth, you are doing what you need to do, you're doing what you can do, release the rest of it. It does not fall on your shoulders. Okay? It's time for healing. Heal that. Move on. Okay? I feel like a lot of you are still kind of afraid to heal for some reason. It's like you're afraid to move on. I'm not. No, I get that. Like some of you are just kind of afraid to move to the next step, whatever that may be for you. Okay, so if that's the case, guys, you're not gonna move forward unless you move yourself forward. Okay. Now, I mean, taking a break is one thing. Like, you've got to do energy dumps or whatever. You got to recover. I know I needed a mental health date yesterday. I didn't do any work yesterday. I was off yesterday, but I was like, no, I need to recoup. You know, I had my daughter with me, but I was just like, I've got to recoup. You know, so much bad energy coming at me. It's just like I work with the public, so it was just like bam, 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 bam. And I was just like, I've got to take a minute. So if you've got to do that, great, but don't do it indefinitely. Okay, you have to get back on the horse. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I hope this has helped. If it has, please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.